For some reason, The Rock, Stephen Merchant and WWE are teaming up to make a film about the wrestler Paige's life. Okay, right, you do whatever it is that you want to do. Now, there's nothing wrong with this, and the Knight family story is actually quite fascinating when you look into it, so it will make great content for a movie. But when you take a step back and you look at the people involved, The Rock and Stephen Merchant, I mean, that's two talented dudes, but The Rock and Stephen Merchant, that doesn't correlate to me. That's like saying I'm going to work with Michael Jackson. And he's dead. But as good as this will be, there's another story that the cinematic world should take a look at. And I'm talking about one of the most famous incidents in all of pro wrestling, and that is the Montreal Screwjob. Why? Here's why. It's no secret that by this point, the Montreal Screwjob has been discussed to death. I mean, if we've got to this stage and you still don't have an opinion on it, or you've never given an opinion, you're too late. It's been almost 20 years, I'm closing it down. No one is ever allowed to talk about the Montreal Screwjob again, except for in this video. And of course, you are allowed to talk about it, because me saying that doesn't change how the world works or how life works. So you talk about it, my point being is, what else are we going to say? There's nothing else to say. It's all been said. A monkey probably has something to say about the Montreal Screwjob at this point. Between you and me, I bet that monkey makes that point better than some people do on the internet. In fact, I salute you, monkey. Thanks for coming. That doesn't mean the narrative at the heart of all this isn't fascinating, though, because the narrative at the heart of all this is fascinating. I told the story to someone who wasn't a wrestling fan the other day, and they looked me dead in the eye and they said, Miller, that's fascinating. It's the world of worked sports being made, temporarily, into the realest thing possible. You don't have to be a wrestling or WWE fan to understand that. That's just a good plot. And guess what usually goes hand in hand with a good plot? If you said books, you're not wrong. It's not the answer we're looking for. And if you said video games, you are dead wrong, because no video game has a good plot, except for The Last of Us. We are, of course, talking about the movies. One of the most popular pastimes in the last 726 years. People from around the globe all flock to their local cinemas to watch a good film. And that is why the likes of The Rock and Stephen Merchant are teaming up to become one ultra human being and make this product for you and for theatres across the earth. This is where the Montreal Screwjob can find life anew, though. As long as it's cast right and Steve Carell isn't put in the shoes of Bret Hart, for example, and whoever makes the movie focuses on the real life facts as opposed to going crazy with creative licensing, there's definitely something here. Bret Hart's and Vince McMahon's emotional roller coaster would be incredible up on the big screen because, to be honest, there's loads of little things you can exploit. For starters, there's the characters themselves, and that would mainly be Bret Hart and Vince McMahon, and showing how the relationship between the two blossomed, where it started, and where it ended up is just a great journey to take anybody on. Aside from underlining just how long the two knew each other, there's all the landmarks you can throw into the mix as well, like when Bret Hart first won the WWF title, or when Vince McMahon was so relieved that Bret wasn't going to go to WCW, he sat on commentary and went, all right. Done in the right way, these can all be used as great tools to show just how close the pair were, while also establishing Vince McMahon as this super duper promoter dude and Bret Hart as the #1 guy in his company. Can you see how easy this is? It's basically already a story. You've got your protagonist, your antagonist, your twist, your turn. It's got to be done. There's different angles you can take throughout as well and show the parallels between the McMahon family and the Hart family. How one just produces loads of wrestling talent over and over, and how the other continues to take the promotion stuff by storm. It's apples and oranges, peaches and cream, snakes and ladders. Now, I have no idea what any of that means or why I said it, but the point is you can so easily show the differences and similarities before the thing has even got going. You're basically creating your arc before the credits even roll, and when you can do that, I smell money. Then, of course, is the moment itself. Now, it doesn't matter which side of the fence you sit on, because a director could take both and try and echo both sentiments through a creative outlet. Was Vince right to protect both his company and his title? Or was Bret right, given that he had all this stuff in his contract and didn't want to lose to a real life foe? And hang on a second, we've made it this far without mentioning the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Did someone say subplot? Did you want a subplot? No problem, bro. Let's just go and throw the legit heat between Hart and Michaels in there as well. And if you do that, you have to make Bret the good guy, because from an audience's perspective, it's just going to be like the world is kicking his ass. But you can still try and drive up a little ambiguity. It is possible. That is the point, however. As well as being a simple story that you can understand, you can try and divide audiences by the end of it and let them make their own mind up. Play up both sides, push that argument hard, show the fallout afterwards when Vince used the situation to take the WWF into pastures new and Bret never really recovered. It's incredible through and through. The rise of one of the greatest of all time and his sudden demise when fiction became more factual than anyone ever could have imagined. You can use that as the tagline as well, actually. Just get one of those gruff dudes with the gruff voices to say that, and it will sound really good. Put my check in the mail. The real shame is that I doubt this will ever happen, mostly because it's been so long. If it was going to happen, it would have happened by now. We'll always have Wrestling with Shadows, a documentary that's as entertaining as it is riveting, but when you get into the world of movies, you can go all over the top with it if you want. That's the whole point. Give McMahon fangs if that's what you want to do. Have him have teeth with huge fangs and horns. Do that. I don't care. Don't do that. Don't make Vince McMahon the devil or a vampire. Don't do that. It ruins the realism of the story and it would just come off as really stupid. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't do that. So yeah, make that movie. Wrestling fans will definitely go and see it, and if you market it right, the mainstream audience will go along as well. Now, that's not based on anything. I've just said that out loud because you can't stop my mouth. There's no one else here. It's just me. There's no truth to it though. Mainstream audience may not care, but make it all the same. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you think about all of this. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And then you can come follow me on Twitter at SimonMiller316. I'm Simon from What Culture, and when I do have bread, I don't like it to be rye. Thanks for stopping in. You've just been wide.
We're never going to stop doing magazines called wrestling. It's time for issue 4, the first magazine of 2017. To celebrate, we're looking back on the wrestling year that was, including end-of-year awards for best and worst matches of 2016, best and worst wrestlers of 2016, best and worst feuds, and many more. Also, a gigantic career retrospective on AJ Styles, Dixie Carter's crimes against wrestling, and how WWE should have booked the road to WrestleMania 2016, written by this sexual Catherine Wheel. As ever, the magazine is available now to order at shop.whatculture.com. For the love of God, buy it.